All right, MrSotko here, and welcome back to another Company Heroes 2 replay cast. Today it is a 2 vs 2 on Ettlebruck Station between our OKW team that consists of Doggy and Rowdy, and our British Forces team that consists of Crusader and Paranomia. And it is Ettlebruck Station, which I don't think I've ever casted a game on this map. I don't get the opportunity to do so very often. The game doesn't really come up, this map doesn't really come up all that often. And I think it is a very, very fun map, but I don't get to play it that much. We have a fuel point and a munitions point at the bottom side of the map. Very easy to capture for the respective right side, bottom victory point, center victory point, and a top victory point located in all the rubble, and a munitions and a fuel point on the left side. Again, easy to capture for the left side. And now infantry sections moving on out to the center. Looks like they're going to go right for that center victory point. And some German reading material for anybody that can read German. Stern Pioneers going to be moving on in. And now a battle going on here. British troops inside the train station. And Stern Pioneers right in the front here doing huge damage with those STGs. And who will survive the battle? And if the Stern Pioneers have to run away, the infantry inside are going to take a lot of damage regardless. And down to 2 and 3 there. And we will come back to that. We have some Stern Pioneers now have made their way into the front side house here with a couple infantry squads trying to battle those. They decide to get out and get a little bit closer before they hop back in and do just that. And now just one man left and a Kubelwagen firing on the train station now. Just one man. And may actually lose this squad if he doesn't pull out. May want to go out the front door and then out. As if he goes out the back door there, if you will. Going to be going right at those Stern Pioneers, and he does exit this way, the safer way, and will run on home. Should be able to keep that infantry squad. Stern Pioneers and infantry inside the buildings here. And this map is a urban brawl indeed. And that's why I find it kind of fun. You don't really actually get this map too often in the map pool. And so it's sort of a treat to play it once in a while. Sometimes it's a pain because it's so much urban warfare, but fun to try experimental strategies on this map, considering there's so much cover for mortars, emplacements, and all the like. Generally not too great for tanks. However, they do have their place in the map, but very easy to counter a tank on this map. Kubelwagen down at the bottom, taking that bottom victory point, and no victory points taken by either team. Looks like the Kubelwagen will be the first to capture a victory point. And looks like both sides, the British there getting the advanced placement regiment. And looks like they may be playing Sim City this game. The Kubelwagen now moving forward. We're taking the munitions point there. And now a Vickers firing away at the Kubelwagen. And there is a Vickers inside that building as well. Infantry are forced out of there. Infantry going to take their place inside the building. But these Stern Pioneers get there first. And now the infantry is in a lot of trouble here. Loses a whole squad there. Big loss for the British forces. 280 points to replace that. And they're just going to run on home, get out of there for now. And now we have a sniper coming out for Paranomia. And multiple Volksgrenadiers here up at the top, going to be taking the top victory point there. So lots of reinforcements here coming towards the top side very soon. And some Stern Pioneers, just 2 men there, going to try and take the victory point. Or perhaps just run up and try and get this Vickers, but they're running right into the danger zone, the Tom Cruise danger zone, and they run on out of there. And Volksgrenadiers inside the building just now, and there's only 2 windows on this side, so only a couple of them can actually fire out of the windows there. However, the rest of them will appear on that side, but nothing really there just yet to fire at. And the Vickers now coming in, going to try and Vickers this Volksgrenadier squad out of there, and some emplacements will do really, really nicely on this map, considering all of the urban houses to hide in. And mortaring them out of there will be a good choice. And flamethrowers on this map work quite well, but doesn't look like anybody's using any kind of doctrine that will give them flamethrowers, other than, of course, the universal carrier and the like. The sniper coming around the corner here, going to try and start pegging some of these Volksgrenadiers. And one of them falls to the British sniper. And going to be moving on in now. And a couple battle group headquarters all the way in the back there. Two of them. And placed a little far from each other. And I always like to see two battle group headquarters sort of next to each other, at least not too close to get hit by multiple mortars. But when you have them close like that, then the medics sort of combine their powers, and then you have 6 medics rather than just 3. And have a Bofors here and a mortar emplacement coming down behind the building here. So we'll see how these do shortly. Bofors is going to cover the house here. Anything that gets inside there is going to have a real bad day. And Sniper firing away, but it is somewhat close to these Volksgrenadiers. They seem to all be occupied with something else, though. No one firing on that Sniper. Now the Volksgrenadiers are going to be forced to bail out of there for now. And the infantry going to move up and try and take that building back. And Grenadiers trying to get in there as well, and they get in there first. Very strange. It looked like the British were there first. And Bofors chases away some Volksgrenadiers. And there's an MG-34 in the building across from the victory point, but in vain, as they still captured that victory point. But 2 victory points for the OKW, just 1 for the British forces. British forces at 412, OKW at 500, not losing any points just yet. And we have some shoe mines coming down here at the bottom to stop that later game tank play. And it looks like the Vicar's going to get inside the train station and has enough range to really fire on most of these troops here. And possibly even that MG-34. Looks like it's slightly out of range, but a building will increase the range a little bit. And it is close enough to be struck there by that Vickers, also being hit by that 3-inch mortar emplacement. There goes an incendiary grenade inside the building. Oh, and the exit, and hit a shoe mine directly. Very nice shoe mine emplacement there from Doggy right in front of the door. Loses that whole squad as they exit. And now additional Stern Pioneers coming around the side here, and looks like they may try and take that Vickers. Either that or put a new shoe mine there. And no new shoe mine, just going to run away with that Vickers. And Bofors thoroughly pummeling that train station there. And another Bofors here coming up right in front of these 2 buildings. And a very nice place for that. We'll cover the whole area here and the flank at the same time. And we'll be particularly potent with that improved fortifications, being immune to small arms firing. So you pretty much have to blow it up in one way or another. The top here pretty much being uncontested by the British. We have a Vickers coming up now, and will be placed somewhere here. And with some Volksgrenadiers inside the building here, but they're going to get pummeled by that Bofors, but they're going to try and launch a few Shreks before they're forced to leave. And a forward assembly here with repairmen right behind the Bofors to auto-repair that Bofors. And now we have garrisoned some troops inside there as well. And the troops not going to last too much longer inside that train station, but they do some decent damage to the Bofors, but it's going to be pretty much in vain as it's going to get fully repaired soon. We're cutting Ripper out on the map there and see if he can try and do some barraging of that Bofors. Alright, he's just going to pull that back for now. And another mortar emplacement back behind the buildings, behind the Bofors there. Another forward assembly going to come up, and it's going to start with repairmen with that ability there. With that commander providing those commanders, or rather the Royal Engineers, to repair up that emplacement there. As soon as it takes damage, they'll just move over and take that. And 200 manpower to dispatch the engineers from the forward assembly. And not upgrading that just yet. Stern Pioneers force away the Vickers there. And the Jaeger Light Infantry thoroughly bombed out of there. And another shoe mine going down at the bottom. And it looks like the 25-pounder is going to be firing there. Oh, and one lands almost directly on those Volksgrenadiers, and they don't take that much damage, only probably because they were retreating away. Did they not take that much? If they were running and took that, would have certainly did a lot more damage than that. Mortars now coming down on the MG-34 and the Stern Pioneers, and then we have some infantry coming in, and we'll get suppressed pretty much immediately. Oh, and the Stern Pioneers take wicked damage there, and one sliver of health left on them, and they will be lost. But it looks like they'll get away just fine here. And not much left of the train station now. Anything that gets in there will probably be finished off by the Bofors, and will probably be destroyed entirely, along with the help of the dual emplacements in the back.
Task carried out as ordered.
Crew, ready!
And looks like a 6-pounder on the way for the British forces.
Tell us where and when.
And another 6-pounder already out, and now going to be set up here towards the bottom side of the map to help cover the Bofors there. And I'd expect the other one to be placed towards the top, or at least back here, to stop any kind of flanking from that, but we'll have to see what they decide to do with that. Doesn't look like there's any kind of armor coming out from the OKW just yet. A couple Rakettenwerfers slowly moving up, and one gets inside the building there, but it draws the attention of the Bofors, and now both of those Rakettenwerfers going to be firing out of the building. And going to use that barrage ability to land all over this house here and do a ton of damage. But doesn't shoo away the Bofors just yet. And the Bofors may get, or rather doesn't shoo away the Rakettenwerfers. The Bofors may be destroyed here. 2 Shreks now. And takes out that Bofors. No more Bofors there. And the Rakettenwerfers severely damaged. And we'll have to go home and replace that. Now, 2 Shreks here going to be fired away on the 3-inch emplacement. Going to brace that for now. And definitely is in trouble. The Royal Engineers there repairing that up, trying to keep that alive. And the Rakettenwerfers back at the battle group headquarters, healing on up. So far, the emplacement doing just fine, as it is currently bracing, but not for much longer.
An emplacement is being attacked.
And now no longer bracing, so it can be taking full damage from those Shreks, minus the, of course, improved fortification. And here comes some infiltration grenades. Does a little bit of damage there. It now takes away the forward assembly.
Enemy action has destroyed our forward position.
So no more auto repairing there. And now a 2-star veteran mortar. Definitely don't want to lose that, as it's already gained some veterancy, but it looks like it won't last much longer. So no more emplacements for Paranomia.
Flamethrower tank has been destroyed.
Ready for action!
Emplacement under attack.
Still repairing up that bottom Bofors there. We have a flak emplacement down here. This is something you don't see every day there. And a fairly good spot for it, however.
We've got our order.
And now the British forces back, putting down another Bofors to replace the lost one. And another mortar emplacement should be placed back there again. But this building here can't really be taken again, otherwise these emplacements here will be lost again. And this building here won't really sustain another Rakettenwerfer team, as it will go down within just a few hits or so. So that would be quite dangerous to put Rakettenwerfers in there. So we'll have to see what he decides to do to take out this new Bofors. And now multiple troops here coming up on the train station. Train station not going to last too much longer, pretty low. Down to 1 man here, may lose this squad if he doesn't get out of there. And now going to run away, but still might lose it, loses the squad.
The enemy have wiped out an infantry
And
section.
25-pounders here going to be barraging the area, and may take out that flak emplacement and MG-34 at the bottom as well. Fairly good defensive position here for the OKW, but the 2-centimeter emplacement is all relying on RNG. It takes a direct hit, loses the emplacement.
Our forward structures have been destroyed.
And now the MG inside the building here, blasting away. And the Bofors on those Volksgrenadiers. And loses that Vickers there to multiple grenades.
The command half-track has been converted to the headquarters building.
And Jaeger Light Infantry trying to find a good area of approach here. Try and take this back territory point. Looks like the Bofors can't quite see them back there. And down at the bottom, the MG-34 has moved up just a little bit. And the British forces, not 293 to 500, still hasn't lost any territory. The OKW rather hasn't lost any victory points, and Bofors blasting away at the building here. The building isn't going to last all that much longer. It is holding up fairly well, a little bit better than I thought it would. And now there is that Bofors barrage. And Bofors not doing too hot here. About half health on that, and the two Rakettenwerfers now are pushing forward and firing away at the Bofors. And it looks like the Bofors is a little bit outranged right now by those Rakettenwerfer, but they back off. And now the Bofors firing point blank into the building here at the Jaeger Light Infantry, down to one man, loses that squad. And still the top barely being contested by the British forces at all. Infantry down now inside the train station.
Right, lads, ready for action again.
Now repairing up that Bofors. It looks like there's just one engineer there, but the infantry section are trying to repair that up.
We've got our order.
And now a second infantry squad on the Bofors, power repairing that, or rather rebuilding in a sense. Storm Pioneers in big trouble here, down to one man, and Bofors going to continue firing a couple more times. Looks like the Storm Pioneers will get away this time.
Volksgrenadier, ready for action.
And now a Pack 43 coming up. And this is going to be very interesting to see. We have another emplacement coming up, so they're trying to race each other here. And if that emplacement comes up before, it might not be good, but he's going to have vision on that Pack 43. Not sure if you can see it or not. And it looks like they're just going to be firing at the MG-34 right now. And the Pack here going to start firing away.
The enemy are attacking.
And now ground firing by the looks of it on the Pack 43. Either that if you can see it. Not sure if you can actually see that or not. And fire through that. You can fire through the terrain. And fires through the train there. Completely demolishes the train with the Pack 43. And now hitting the emplacement. So very good counter here. I think he could have put that a little bit further back. Possibly back here and have been a little safe. And now taking turns on the emplacements here. Now the Shreks have come up. Going to try and take out that 3-inch mortar emplacement through an incendiary grenade on it. So now it's slowly taking damage. And the infantry really need to get on that to repair that, to make sure that doesn't fall. And they were too late.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
105mm barrage there landing in the area here. Takes out the Bofors. And Pack 43 still going strong here. The infantry are right on them, so he may get this decrewed shortly. And does get it decrewed. Now the victory point here in a little bit of trouble. Bofors firing away on the Rakettenwerfer now. Rakettenwerfer not going to last too much longer, but either is this Bofors, multiple Shreks and multiple Rakettenwerfers all firing away on that. It is bracing now,
The enemy are attacking an emplacement.
but it still won't last much longer regardless. Pack 43 trying to fire on it, but gets hit by a barrage with that precision barrage there. And Doggy says he needs brace for his Pack 43.
We've got our order.
Incendiary grenade coming down on the Bofors. And won't be braced for much longer, only a few more seconds. And I don't see that lasting through the night here. And one more hit there, loses that to a Rakettenwerfer.
We've lost a crocodile flamethrower tank. The enemy's in trouble. Our hammer tactic. A forward position is under attack.
And for some reason, the AI is saying we've lost a crocodile flamethrower tank when they lose a Bofors. Not really sure why. Mortar now going to be in a little bit of trouble, and the incendiary grenade lands on that, going to brace the structure. And multiple incendiary grenades going to run this one Volksgrenadier out of here, but could lose it so low, and manages to get away. And looks like this 3-inch mortar in place, which should be able to survive this if the infantry decide to repair that, which would be a good idea. It's a 3-star mortar emplacement, so it's pretty good.
Infantry squad trained and ready to go.
And infrared searchlight on the field. Searchlight seeing everything that's going on, sees the both of the emplacements in the back there. And OKW still have not lost any points, 199 to 500. And now the other mortar emplacement here should fall. And calls GG a little bit early. And some angry players back and forth here.
One of our anti-tank emplacement is being attacked.
And I really don't see all that much blobbing. I don't think 2 Volksgrenadiers side by side is really considered blobbing. I wouldn't consider that blobbing, but either way, I suppose not my place to decide either way. And multiple infantry squads coming in the back. The OKW has pushed all the way forward, taking the majority of the territory. This fuel point, the only bastion really for the British forces. They do have this one here and this point here, but the fuel point is the most valuable at the moment. And this victory point or territory point here does cut them off. However, that fuel point they really need. Cromwell now in the field. And I'm not sure if this is going to be enough. There are quite a bit of Rakettenwerfer on the field. 2 Rakettenwerfer from Rowdy, and it looks like that's it. Just 2 Rakettenwerfer, but there's some shoe mines randomly placed. And that 6-pounder there was harvested by the OKW. And now 2 tanks out on the field here, a Comet and a Cromwell, to try and turn the game around. And now going to force the Volksgrenadiers back out of here. May lose this Volksgrenadier here. Just 1 man left. And going to try and chase him down, but not sure if he's going to get it. The Rakettenwerfer is here, and the other Rakettenwerfer now on the way. And Rakettenwerfer being brought up here, and the Comet now in big trouble here. Throws a grenade from the Comet, and does some good damage to the Rakettenwerfer, but doesn't quite stop it. And unable to get another shot off with those Rakettenwerfers. But the Comet has taken quite a bit of damage. Now needs to make some Royal Engineers. Oh, and the shoe mine takes out a whole squad by the looks of it. Or nor just a few men, and 2 men left in that squad. So the majority of that squad taken out by a shoe mine. And the MG-34 covering this flank area, so not getting around there too well. Here comes the Comet, going to try and force that MG out of here. But that's just going to give its position away for the Rakettenwerfers to be brought up, if possible. Cromwell taking some damage by a bunch of Shreks and the Rakettenwerfer. And now all 3 victory points belong to the OKW. The British forces losing here fairly quickly, 69 to 500. And now the Comet pushing forward, going to try and take the bottom victory point. And infantry need to push forward down there as well. Need to leave 1 there, and 1 is going to go down to the victory point. Meanwhile, the other British forces, Paranomia, try and take the center, but there is a ton of barrages coming on here. And big barrage forces all of those troops out of there, and are they going to make it out? Just 1 man in each squad, and they do. And I hear a King Tiger somewhere. There it is. And now moving in, and that's going to pretty much do it for the British forces. The Comet and the Cromwell probably not going to be enough for that King Tiger, including the fact that they have 2 Rakettenwerfers as well, which is quite the anti-tank capability. And Comet here firing away on the Shreks, and it is being repaired by the Royal Engineers, but it's just not going to be enough. And additional Royal Engineer is going to come down, but it's not going to be repaired in time for this King Tiger to come around. And it's going to lose this Comet here in maybe 2 hits, possibly just 1 hit. And fires the main gun there, but hits the train. And now the Engineer's running on home. The Comet is left for dead, essentially. It's just going to have to try and run away from the King Tiger, and I'm not sure if that is going to happen or not. The first shot here is going to hit the rear armor, may not kill that Comet, and it's a small sliver left. Might be able to get away, and looks like it will get away, but the Shreks here are going to come around the side and gets away from those as well. But down to 1 point, and that will be GG for the British forces. So a flawless game on the part of the OKW. The Sim City of the British forces destroyed, and that King Tiger was pretty much the icing on the cake, if you will. And pretty much, if the game hadn't ended there, it would have ended shortly thereafter, because a Comet and a Cromwell generally not going to be enough, included with all of these Shreks running around and the Rakettenwerfers. But I hope you guys enjoyed this replay, and I will see you guys next time.